Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we're going to talk about some possible secret nerfs to Reinhardt, McCree and Mei, as well as a set of recent potential skin leaks for upcoming events in the future. Now, with the recent Summer Games patch, it's been noted by a few people that Reinhardt's updated visual animation for his ultimate had been added straight into the live server from the PTR without being in the patch notes. But that's not really a nerf in and of itself. What we're talking about is that it appears that there are more stealth changes done to certain heroes that also weren't part of any patch notation. One of the biggest heroes affected is Reinhardt himself. On the Overwatch forums, a user called Sir Victory outlined all the changes that him and his friend Giggity could find. I'll put his post up on screen and read it to you so you can get a better idea of what he's talking about. The Summer Games wasn't the only thing Blizzard added. With this patch, they also removed a lot of animation cancelling. Me and my friend tested for a few hours and found the following things. Reinhardt has to finish his entire Fire Strike animation before being able to swing his hammer. Reinhardt pulls his hammer way further back when you want to swing just after you put your shield down. McCree can't throw his stun grenade and instantly roll/shoot anymore. You have to wait for the stun grenade to explode, and Mei cannot throw her ultimate instantly after putting up the wall. You have to wait for the entire wall animation to finish. Now, they do also note that this is possibly not everything that has been changed in its entirety. They only had a certain amount of time to test, and there could be further changes that we don't yet know about. Now, the first comment in reply to this thread was from a user called Dandy, and he said, "The Fire Strike cancel, you swing first and Fire Strike after the swing connects. It is still working as it always has. The other Rein stuff is true." Now, in testing, I found that I could animation cancel from a swing hit into a Fire Strike, like Dandy says, but that yes, everything else from this post does appear to be true. Now, these changes are actually quite a big deal for Reinhardt, particularly when it comes to the footsie game of outplaying your opposite main tank, and a common thing amongst a lot of great Reinhardt players was how good they were with managing when to shield and when to swing. A big part of the skill of Reinhardt was in using these sorts of animation cancels to bait out overcommitment from their opposite number or the opposing team in general. Almost every block shatter ever was a result of victory in this very mental side of the game. Making Reinhardt de facto less responsive to the player's inputs does just make him a little bit worse and harder to use. Now, I have to ask the question that I know a lot of you watching will be asking too. Was there ever a world in which we consider Reinhardt to be overpowered and therefore in need of some adjustment? For me, the answer to that is a resounding no. Yes, Rein's hammer can be a very potent weapon when used in conjunction with an ability like speed boost, say in a GOATS comp for example, but that doesn't justify to me changing a character quite fundamentally from a position and a toolkit that players have been used to for a very, very long time now. Maybe it is an attempt by Blizzard to try and curtail the sheer power of certain brawl comps in certain situations. Maybe they felt like some of the other support changes in this patch, which are seeing Lucio and Anna being picked more right now than they have been in a long time, might have tipped the meta slightly too far in Rein's favour. But here's the point I don't understand. If that is all true, why not put it in the patch notes and explain their reasoning for it? I have to say, without trying to be too critical, it does smack a little bit of Blizzard perfectionism, especially when it comes to things like animation cancelling and hitboxes. Think on the other changes that Sir Victory and Giggity found. Why remove animation cancelling for McCree's stun? Is there anyone that would say that being able to roll and shoot instantly after throwing it is broken? He's one of the hardest characters to play in the entire game. Does he need to be fractionally worse? No, to me this seems like they're tidying up little interactions that they don't like because they're not quite perfect or not working quite how they intended. Now, to be fair to Blizzard, there is always one thing to consider when changes like this happen that aren't documented, and that's the fact that they might actually be new bugs of some kind. I have to say, there's a part of me that hopes that that's true, because yes, I know that Rein has been played a lot in the recent seasons, but I still consider him one of the most balanced heroes in the entire game. You guys will have to let me know what you think about these potential stealth changes in the comments section below. Are they intended and either good or bad for the game from your point of view, or do you think it's likely that they're a mistake and perhaps some new form of bug? Either way, I'm sorry Rein mains, you do have to put up with quite a lot. The next thing that we're going to cover today is apparently over on the Play Overwatch website. If you look in the events tab, Blizzard have seemingly leaked some of the future skins for the events that we haven't played this year. This was first brought to our attention by a fan late last night on Twitter, so thank you very much, Mr. Amazing $179. Now, I would love to show you pictures of these new skins, but unfortunately all we've got to go on at the moment are placeholder cards with what I assume is the skin's actual name. So on the website currently, you can see 4 placeholders for the Halloween event and 1 for the winter event. So let's go through them individually and have some fun speculating about what they might actually turn out to be. The first one, which is an epic and not a legendary, is called Spider Queen. Now I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that that's going to be a skin for Widow. She's very spider themed as it is, what with her tattoo, her visor coming down to look like the extra sets of eyes that a spider would have, and yeah, there's a huge clue in the name. Now because it's epic and not a legendary, I do expect it to be somewhat more of a recolor rather than a complete reimagining. The Halloween epics do tend to have a little bit more work put into them than say other events like the Summer Games. The Cold Heart Rhine and Immortal Soldier 76 are good examples of this. If I had to guess, maybe what they're going to do is they're going to fashion her hairstyle somewhat into a bun to look like a spider's abdomen, something like that. That way the visor with her hair would look like some sort of spider crown for a Spider Queen. See what I mean? Let's move on now to the 3 legendaries, as there's many different directions they could go with these names. The bride name in particular is very interesting. When I first saw it, it conjured up images in my mind of, say, Uma Thurman as the bride in the Kill Bill film series. Obviously a character like Mercy would probably be a great fit for that, seeing as she's blonde anyway. Or it could be more aligned with the sort of Japanese vengeful spirit bride archetypes from horror movies, but FREEDO came in clutch here with a great idea. There's already a Frankenstein type skin in Junkenstein's Monster for Roadhog, and there's quite a popular old school horror movie trope where they take any monster and make a bride for them in their own movie. Now, Bride of Frankenstein is perhaps the most famous. She's got a very iconic hairstyle which I can really see fitting in this type of Overwatch event, but the question then becomes, if we do get a Bride of Frankenstein skin, what hero is it gonna be for? Now, indulge me a little bit here, but I actually think it would be hilarious if instead of giving it to a female hero, Blizzard just went full meme and gave Junkrat a gender-bent Bride of Frankenstein skin. As far as I know, Roadhog doesn't have any meaningful connections with any of the female cast of Overwatch, and I just think it would be awesome and fun if Junkrat was allowed to dress up a little bit. He does seem like the kind of character that would be game for anything, particularly if it served the purpose of being a disguise perhaps. Maybe that's just me, I think it would be funny. You'll have to let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below. Blizzard could always go the more conventional route and give it to, say, a hero like Moira, who as of yet it's arguable doesn't have many great standout skins. Now the next one that I'm going to cover is the Ghost Legendary. Now there's loads of different ways that they could do this skin, ranging from the rather dull to the quite sublime, but I'm going to tell you what I hope they do. I hope they go with the kind of cliche white sheet with eye holes cut out of it, but it's my absolute fervent prayer that they give that skin to Reaper. Just how fitting would it be to see him wraith form covered in a white sheet with it flapping in the wind as he went? To me, this is an absolute no-brainer. The Slasher skin, however, is a bit of a different story. At first I thought it's got to be a reference to slasher movie villains. The Scream outfit from the movie of the same name seems a fairly obvious choice, but Reaper's standard skin isn't a million miles away from that anyway, and a Jason Voorhees type outfit for Roadhog, replete with the necessary hockey mask, could really be a bit of a winner. Either that or a Michael Myers inspired skin from Halloween. As with all of these, you guys will have to let me know which one would be your preferred choice in the comment section below. The final potential leak skin actually comes from the winter event, and the placeholder name says Figure Skater. Now again, when many people read that, I think they could be forgiven for perhaps presuming that that's most likely going to go to a female hero. Perhaps Tracer or even Widow, heroes like that. We know from the lore that Widow used to be a ballerina, a figure skater isn't a million miles away. But again, I think there's huge potential to have some real fun with this. I think if you make a fun skin for an otherwise serious male hero, the camp subversion potential goes through the roof. Think about the movie called Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell. There's a huge amount of comic potential in perhaps giving someone like McCree or even Reaper a figure skater skin. Seeing either of those two heroes dressed up in fabulous sequin shirts is something that I think a lot of fans would really enjoy. In any case, it's very likely that we won't see actual images of these skins until much closer to their actual releases. So in the meantime, what I want you guys to do is take some of the ideas I've put forward in this video and add in your own in the comment section below. If there's any any that are absolutely top tier and better than mine, I'll be sure to favourite the comment. Next up, I'm going to cover the somewhat lukewarm reception that this version of Summer Games has received from some fans. 3 years in a row of almost exactly the same event, with a round of new skins that have left some a little bit underwhelmed, has sapped some of the energy out of what should be a fairly hyped time for the game. Now, personally speaking, Summer Games has never been the event that I have the highest expectations of, because for me, once you've played Lucio Ball a fair bit, I don't really feel the need to keep playing year after year. All I hope for is at least one sick skin that I absolutely have to have, and Cabana Anna has arrived at exactly the right time when I'm going to be playing her more, so I'm personally not that disappointed. However, I do totally recognise the feelings of other players who feel that this particular third iteration leaves quite a lot to be desired. That argument is only strengthened, I feel, by the fact that Blizzard did include a now quite famous Hammond bowling spray, which when you think about it, would have been an incredibly fun new brawl for everyone to play. Now, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how hard these things are to make, and Team 4 isn't the largest dev team at Blizzard, and I'm sure for them it's always a tough choice about what features to prioritize. For instance, we're still waiting on that extra quite substantial social feature, which is due at the end of summer, maybe crossing over into fall a little bit. Plus, we're still waiting on a cohesive and expansive demo system, and I'll be totally honest with you guys, if it was a choice between Hammond bowling being a thing and having to wait even longer for big social features or that demo system to finally arrive, I know which option would get my vote. And that's about it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. Like I said, let me know all your guys' ideas for those new skins in the comment section down below. I'll be on the lookout for the very best ones. I'm just going to hand off to FREEDO for you right now at the end, because he's got an announcement for you guys that he'd like you to hear.
Hey guys, FREEDO here. One last announcement that I wanted to add to the end of today's news video is that I want to start doing coaching type videos again. I want you guys to send in gameplay of the current patch, playing either by yourself or maybe even with an LFG group. Especially look to send in games where you lost but you weren't sure why. Those typically have some of the best footage to break down. Upload them to YouTube, add the link in an email, and send into youroverwatchplays@gmail.com. In the email subject line, be sure to put your rank and the heroes that are getting played, whether you're in solo or with a team. And in the body of the email, if you choose, you can put a short description of what happened and what was going wrong. Thanks, guys.
If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time,